Good Wednesday evening, everybody. Meteorologist Casey Cloud here in the Weather Center giving you the latest information on some flash flood warnings in play across parts of South Georgia. I know we've got a few of them on the board right now. I will start off with the one that was most recently issued here. I didn't post about it since we decided just to go ahead and come on. It's for parts of Brooks and Lowndes counties here, all the way until 9 o'clock there in south central Georgia. At 6 o'clock, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rainfall across the warned area, and flash flooding ongoing or expected to begin shortly there, according to the National Weather Service office in Tallahassee. So let's go ahead and zoom in here. You can see the higher reflectivity values, meaning higher rainfall rates here in play. I know some of this is kind of tried to generally stay away from downtown Valdosta. One of the reasons we haven't broke in, the amounts haven't gotten to an extreme level, but just because we're getting so many of these warnings that pop up, we thought we'd jump on just for a little bit to give you the latest information, since we're seeing some higher rainfall rates still here, especially as we get toward Quitman, toward Dasher here, and Quitman, Valdosta, Lake Park, I-75 at exit 16, Dasher, Barwood, Blue Springs, over toward Kinderloo there, Impress, as well as Brooks County Airport, Clayaville, I-75 at exit 11, Valdosta Regional Airport, Dixie, I-75 at exit 5, Twin Lakes, Gruberville, Oaklawn, all under this flash flood warning here until about 9 o'clock. So we're watching the radar indications right now. You can see over the last hour or so, right near Interstate 75, maybe on Interstate 75 there, in this whitest area, this grayish looking area, some spots getting close to 3 inches according to the Doppler radar. So that's kind of something you really want to look out for here. Could you have some of that pond in the water on the roadways? Just got to be kind of careful with that here. And you see a little bit more of that here up here, just here, I would call it on the north side of Valdosta. You can see here around Jones Retreat Road, and even kind of leaving Valdosta there, you can see some of this heavier rainfall that's occurred. More of that up toward areas there. This is really starting to show up a little bit better on some of the latest scans as they kind of go between them. You can see the 1 hour rainfall rate here, or 1 hour rainfall estimate, I should say, indicating rainfall there upward about 3.5 inches now toward Royals Road. Toward, it looks like, as I get down on the tree level map, and dusty roads there showing up on our system. And you can still see some heavier rainfall up there. That could end up being where we have some of the greater flooding danger that's still in progress, since we've seen that much rain in the last hour. And now we're seeing some more rain pile on top of that. So you can see the storm total amounts. It's a different color table, but we're talking about 3-4 inches here. As we're looking just along, it looks like U.S. Highway 129 going from Race City there towards Lakeland and Georgia. So still getting that pretty heavy rainfall to fall in that area. So you just got to be kind of cognizant of what's going on here this evening. Take it easy on the roadways here. To give you this live update on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch. We'll throw that information up for you. You can always get all those links there at clutter.com, the homepage. So make sure if you want to kind of get the latest, you can go over there. Also look at interactive radar. Click on that tab, especially when we're not on the air. That gives you a good look at things to kind of catch up on what's going on here when we're not on. But looking at velocity right now, we're not seeing too much wind energy. No severe thunderstorm warnings on the board. We do have a strong storm here as we get toward parts of Columbia and Baker counties in Florida. We'll watch that to see if we get some type of warning there in the next little bit, maybe a severe thunderstorm warning. But as we get back up toward the north and west, and by the way, the Moody radar is back up. If you're wondering, we're able to get a better view on some of these storms now here into our south central Georgia. That has come back online, and that's the last little bit. But again, the higher rainfall estimates here really showing up now toward the Race City area, toward areas just west of Lakeland, Georgia. There, as we're looking toward Lanier County, you can kind of see also over toward parts of Berrien County. So we'll watch that here up for you very carefully in the Weather Center. Though luckily, we haven't seen too many power outages. I was just looking right before we came on. We had a few in Charlton County, for instance. Had a few outages there in toward Charlton County, but overall not seeing widespread outages. Some toward Coffee County, Georgia, as well. We had a couple warnings in play. Pretty rural zones covered. Those warnings not covering a huge area, or especially in the case of the Coffee County one there earlier. I believe that was the one that expired very quickly after it was issued, as things can just pop up real quick and then come down in strength very quickly as well. So we're watching everything for you right now. The highest rainfall rates that are in progress right now look to be here. You see Kinderloo and then toward Kinderloo, Clayettville Road. We're getting some DBZ values to about 58, which indicates some very heavy rainfall occurring in this area here, and we'll see the total starting to pick up here on this map. Again, the whitest area 2.5 inches, the purple about 2 inches, the red here over 1.5 inches, the orange here over about 1.25 inches. So I'm just kind of trying to give you an idea of that scale here, because I know our scales sometimes don't really maybe sew up properly, so I don't have them to actually sew up on this, but just kind of explaining that for you, because you might kind of get a little confused what we're looking at. But this is a look here at the rainfall there over the last hour, just continuing to go between some of our different sources here, some of our different modes. You can see 3-hour rainfall over 3.5 inches, or we were looking at 3-hour rainfall. This is total rainfall over 3.5 inches, so it has fallen within the last 3 hours here in that area. So again, continuing to watch here, continuing to give you the latest, looking at some of our ZDR products here, our products, they're depolarization products here. You can kind of get an idea of what's going on in terms of upscale growth and some of that storm action. You can see some of that right there as we're looking just east there and south of Rocky Ford Road. Seeing some maybe upscale growth, some intensification there. So we'll watch that. We'll monitor the progress of that here for you. Just continuing here to watch things. You can see toward north central Florida, some development as we get there toward Columbia County, toward Baker County. Strong storm advisories in place, significant weather advisories in place. Also have a storm near Gainesville. You can see from the Moody radar. We'll watch that in Alachua County over the next little bit. So definitely watching some different things here on the board for you. We'll continue to monitor them, obviously, here in the Weather Center. Let me go ahead and go back on up here, though. Looking at 1-hour rainfall. You can see over 3 inches there as we get toward parts of Lanier County. Just kind of seeing those numbers come on up on the screen. You can see toward I-75 there. Some spots closer to 3 inches in the last hour as well. As we look there, State Route 401 in there, showing up in our system as well. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on here in the Weather Center. We'll continue to monitor things. As I zoom back out, you can kind of see what's going on here. No severe thunderstorm warnings, and generally we would come on for that, or obviously if we had a rogue tornado warning here. But we're coming on for the flash flood warnings because we have 3 of them on the board. Let's talk about Lanier County a little bit here. Over 3.5 inches down up there toward Ocilla, but the rainfall rates have fallen on off here at this point, so that's definitely some good news here. Just like to moderate right now there in Irwin County. So we're continuing to watch everything here for you, but we're going to see how storms kind of try to evolve on us. You see some spots still in the 90s, like Lake City there. Cecil Field 91, Williston at 94 there, but other spots have really cooled down. Blakely and Southwest Georgia at 72 degrees. So one example of that cooler trend. So that's some good news here. We'll zoom out. I know we have now an enhanced risk of severe weather as we get toward parts there of South Dakota, for instance. Let me go ahead and pull that on. You can see here that orange area there, showing the enhanced wind risk there that's in play. You can see maybe some stronger damaging gusts possible, a hail threat there. Though more and/or parts of North Dakota and Minnesota. So some different threats that are setting up there, and that's a national story. You see temperatures there, 107. Parts of South Dakota, 105, 103. You kind of get the idea. Some really excessive heat there. But then as we get back down toward the south and east, just a general thunderstorm outlook. But again, 3 flash flood warnings in our area, 1 outside of our area there in southeastern Alabama right now for parts of Dale County. So a pretty active weather picture here, but no severe thunderstorm warnings in play. Obviously, flash flood warnings, they go for a while, so we're not staying on to 9 o'clock here. Not in this type of setup where it's a marginal flash flood situation. But still, remember, turn around, don't drown when you have a flash flood warning in play. We don't get them all that often around here, so just kind of keep the precautions here in mind as you're continuing to watch the scenario. Make sure you move to higher ground. Remember that just 6 inches of flowing water could knock you down. So that's something that's very important here to take into consideration. We're just continuing here to monitor all the trends. Let me go ahead and move away from this doubt. We'll go ahead and move away from that and put up the power information right now. First off, for Florida, you can see not too many outages in the Sunshine State. And then let me go ahead and just show you again the storms in Georgia, the bigger story here. And then now we're going to go ahead and switch you over toward the Georgia map here. You see some outages in South Georgia, Charlton County. There are some outages, for instance, you see a little there towards South Georgia. Some customers in the dark, but overall, the total in the whole state is only 2,233 customers that are in the dark, so pretty low overall, and that's definitely some good news for everybody. Definitely some good news, but I think we're going to wrap it up for now. We'll continue to watch things. We'll continue to monitor the situation here for you, give you the latest updates if and as necessary on all the different platforms. So those flash flood warnings continue until 9 o'clock here. Southern Brooks, southwestern Lowndes County. The other flash flood warning in north for southeastern Berry and northeastern Brooks, Lanier, northern Lowndes until 7:30. We're talking about Valdosta, Lakeland, Hahira. Excuse me, I apologize. Hahira there, Ray City. I apologize here. I'm just trying to go over some of these different names, but again, Moody Air Force Base, I-75 to exit 16, Remerton, Meg there, I-75 to exit 22, and then as we get further on up here toward the north, a flash flood warning for Ocilla, Mystic until 6:30. That's about to wrap up as those rainfall rates have significantly decreased there, and we're just getting late word in out of Berrien County now, and this is something I tell you guys in a lot of our storm coverage here this time of year. You don't have to have a warning to have issues, and it looks like toward Adele there, you see that icon, it just popped up, that big lightning icon there. A lightning strike apparently hit a gas line there near South Gordon Avenue, and that's resulted in a fire there in Cook County. So that's just coming in there. Doesn't necessarily take severe thunderstorm action here. It just takes that electrical energy to cause issues like what we're seeing there toward Cook County. So we're watching that action for you. Still see a little bit of lightning up there, so just keep that in mind. This time of year, lightning can be very dangerous. I know we're talking about for our Florida counties, the Georgia counties. Got to take that into consideration here as well as we continue to watch these flash flood warnings, some of this lightning action around. We'll be back here if and as necessary. But for now, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for trusting me. I'm meteorologist Casey Cloud here in the Weather Center.